everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So, today we are building another house in the new world, San Sequoia. San Sequoia? I don't know how to pronounce that anyway. So, this one is supposed to be for grandparents, so I really tried to focus on, for the interior, to mix like old looking furniture with a couple of more modern, newer pieces here and there, and also some that would just like give off like grandma vibes, if that makes sense. So the interior is a little bit mixed. It's definitely a little bit eclectic, and the color scheme is also a little bit all over the place. I was trying, because the house itself, I ended up using red windows, which, or at least they had red like inner frames. I don't like the color red, to be honest. Take no offense, please. We all have different preferences. I think it's just because I've grown up with a mom who loves red, so I've seen so much of it. It's a very, I know it's ironic as well. I'm a redhead, like, anyway. It's a very overpowering color, and I'm just not a very big fan of it. So I rarely ever use it for exteriors or interiors. It's probably my least favorite color to use, I'm not gonna lie. However, or orange. Orange is also not a good one. Again, ironically, I'm a redhead. I should like these colors, but no. But for this one, I guess I kind of connect red now with grandma, because my mom technically is a grandma. Or not technically, she is, because I have 2 nephews and a niece. So I just automatically decided to add little touches of red throughout the interior. Although I would say touches sounds like it's just a little bit, but it's kind of a lot. Not overpowering, but it's definitely very visible. Yeah. So I wanted them to have a house that was very cozy on the exterior as well. I think in general, these Craftsman houses just are cozy. There's something about the shape of this house that for some reason, so I found a picture on Pinterest, go figure, I always do. But when I looked at it, I was just like, okay, 100% sure that a pair of grandparents live in this house. Like, I can see it clear as day. So I took it, and of course I had to make some adjustments. The house was huge, by the way, like it was humongous. So I definitely had to make some adjustments, because we're building on a 30 by 20 today. I think the original could have easily fit on a 40 by 30, but that was long instead of wide, because it was such a huge house. So had to make some adjustments. I will say, just a quick note, that the upstairs is not accessible. However, if you want to use it, you can definitely find a way to place down a staircase that leads up there. I just decided not to, because the space is very narrow upstairs, and I didn't want to, I don't know, it's just, as you can see, like, it's 3 tiles at the widest, so I didn't want to try to turn those spaces into something. Don't call me lazy, that's not what it is. It just don't, they would have been bedrooms, and I would have felt bad, because they're very narrow bedrooms. Like, it would have been like living in a closet almost. Don't, like, yeah, I know I do a lot of tiny houses, but that's different, okay? That's different. So I decided to just not include it. But you can do what you want with the space. If you want to change it around a little bit, you want to include the upstairs, feel free to. And then the other thing I want to note is that I did include a grandchild's bedroom in this house. So it's definitely one that I kind of think the grandkid has had a saying in decorating, because color scheme wise, it does not really go with the rest of the house. And it's kind of its own little thing over in the corner of the house. And I don't know, I thought it would be kind of cute. I don't know, I would have wanted a bedroom, I think, but at my grandma's old place, she used to have, so the one on my mother's side, she used to have like a huge farm, so she had quite a lot of space. But we are also quite a lot of cousins. Like, she had so many grandkids, so it wouldn't have. Yeah, when we were all visiting, like, trust me, she had like a room with 2 beds, a room with 3 beds, and then there was a bunk bed kind of in like this other sort of makeshift room. So how many is that total? 7. And then we also had, she had like this huge room that I don't know what I'd call in English, but I think it was like an old stable or something. They had converted into an actual room. So like it was like wind, you know, it was not cold or anything. And she had this huge couch that you could kind of like not pull out, but add like cushions onto it, so it could turn into a huge mattress. And so even with that as well, and other sleeping arrangement, a lot of us still had to sleep in tents outside. Like, we're so many cousins in my family, so I don't think it would have been possible to. I don't think that would have been possible. Good times on the farm though. Anyway, kind of reminiscing a little bit. But I also added a tent to their yard because I figured if they're gonna do sleepovers, I don't exactly know how those work in the game as of right now. So do they just sleep on the floor somewhere? Like, I don't really know. Like, do they bring mattresses or bedrolls and then they sleep on the floor? That doesn't sound very comfortable, sleeping on a bedroll on the floor. I'm just gonna say. I think I've actually done that before, but not on purpose. Just want to add, not on purpose. So when I lived in Scotland, sometimes I'm just really up in all those memories today. Anyway, I sometimes would come visit here, but I'd always stay at my mom's. And even though she has a couch, my brother kind of hogs the living room for, is that how you say that, hogs? Like, he takes over the living room late at night. So when it's me and then my sister was there as well, we'd all three be sleeping in my mom's bedroom. So she'd have a mattress and I'd have an air mattress. And it turns out that one of the air mattresses, for some reason, has started leaking air. So guess who somehow managed to end up with that mattress? Me. Yes. So I would wake up in the middle of the night, literally lying on the floor. Oh my gosh, the next day I slept horribly that night because like I can't I can't sleep on the floor. It was so uncomfortable. And the whole next day I was so sore. I am not made for that. Like, I want my mattresses as soft as possible. I want to sink into the mattress. So I cannot. I hope the Sims are not sleeping on the floor in bedrolls because I would feel so sorry for them. I remember talking to my sister and my mom the next day because they were like, "Why are you so grumpy?" I'd be like, "I am not sleeping on that mattress again tonight. It was leaking air. I've been lying on the floor. I feel bad. My body hurts." And then they were like, "Well, you could have just woken us up and we would have done something about it." So I asked them, "Are you seriously telling me that if I woke you up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, you wouldn't have gotten mad at me for waking you up?" And both of them just said like, "Well, when you put it like that, yeah, exactly, exactly." So I don't remember what our solution was, to be honest, for that. I think we might have had like one night with an alternative solution and then we went to buy a new air mattress. I can't fully remember, but definitely did not sleep on the floor again. So, all right, I also want to note that they do have room for a dog. However, if you'd rather it be a cat, you can probably find somewhere to put down a litter box as well. But I just figured they'd had a cat before sometime in their life because there's a cat urn in the dining room and now they have a dog instead. They're just very pet-friendly people. Yeah, or Sims, I should say, not people. Are Sims kind of not I don't know anyway. Are they aliens? Yes, probably. So you can pretty much see that the whole, like, this is kind of what we're going with, is you can see, like, little red touches here and there, although I will say the red touches in the dining room were a little bit bigger than in here. Again, in here, we're going for red, so it ties in with the windows as well, on the bedding, but then also a little bit on the rug. I just wanted to tie everything together, basically, with the red touches, but not overdo it, because it's a very overpowering color. Like, it's a lot, it's a whole lot. So, just kind of like trying to tone it down, but still incorporating it in some way. So, yeah, I hope you can see what the vibe is that I'm going for throughout this house. It's kind of like cozy, and then I just try to mix all these different styles together because I feel like as at least this I can recognize this from my, well, it's kind of funny. So both my grandmas, I talk about grandmas because my one of my grandpas I never met and the other one passed when I was like 8 or something, 9 possibly. So I had my grandmas for a little bit longer, and that's why I talk about them, not so much my grandpas. But they lived very differently. So one had like kind of like this actually, but more heavy on the modern newer furniture because she just loved to splurge. Like she definitely loved high quality and that meant a lot of it was new, except from those bedrooms that we slept in. But like living room wise and also kitchen and dining room were definitely very much on the newer side. I remember there was a time when I was a kid where I wasn't even allowed to enter the living room because they had expensive things in there. Like that was the thing. And then you turn into a teenager and suddenly it was okay. So yeah, she was definitely a luxury human being. Whereas the other one was a little bit more like, she lived in a small apartment and everything was very old and she'd have all this knickknack everywhere. She loved elves, for example, gnomes. I've put some of those in the front yard. Maybe this house is maybe this house is, not definitely, but maybe it is subconsciously inspired by both of my grandmas. I don't know, that might be a thing. Also, just pretend like that holder right there, the magazine holder, is not filled with children's books. Just pretend that it's magazines because I don't know. I thought it was a super cute item and I can see them having that in the bathroom because, you know, when you're doing your business and stuff, it's nice to have something to read. I sometimes bring my Kindle. I'm not gonna lie. I do that. Other people sit there and stare at their phones. But I figured it would be cool for them to have like a magazine holder, a magazine rack. The only thing is that it's filled with children's books. So just ignore that. Pretend that it's magazines or something else. Like, I don't know, magazines about knitting, because one of them knits. I put some knitting stuff here and there, so one of them definitely knits. And this is the grandchild's bedroom. I was kind of debating with myself if I wanted to clutter it properly because I was undecided on whether or not I wanted it to look like the child was there visiting right now or if it was at home with the rest of the family. I'm also imagining that this child, it's the oldest grandchild of theirs, so they probably got newer grandchildren since then, but this room has just been here for this grandchild for the longest time. We're not playing favorites, by the way. It's been here for a while, okay? So that is the thing. You are free to like change things around if you'd rather it be for like a toddler or something instead. Do what you want, but this is just like my little picture of the family here. So, but I ended up cluttering it up, so it looks like they're currently visiting. You're free as well to delete that if you don't want it there. Or just turn the room into something else, like a home office or something, if you just don't want there to be a room for a grandchild. And this grandchild is very much into books. That's the thing. Like, they love to read. They probably read a lot of, like, YA fantasy or something cute like that. So yeah. Or middle grade fantasy. I don't know a lot of middle grade fantasy, so it doesn't really pop into my head. But I could see that happening as well. Yeah, I could see that. Or, like, YA romance. The cuter romance, you know? Like, that would be cute as well. So, anyway, I'm gonna let you in on a secret, which will not be a secret. It's a stupid secret anyway. But I actually planned on having this up yesterday because I'd finished the house and everything, and then, like, it was up, I was done with it around 4 yesterday or something, and then I thought, okay, I'll just take a little bit of a break because I've been sitting here on Sims for hours by now, so I just want to take a little bit of a break. And then I opened Elden Ring because I'm on my Journey 3. Or it was, I should say now. Spoiler alert. Anyway, it was my fourth playthrough. I'm currently also having a fifth one with my brother. The thing is, I get so sidetracked that I just forget. It's such a good game. Like, it's such a good game. I just completely forget time. So at some point, I, for some reason, had, like, in my head, sort of imagined that I'd already finished the video. And then when I closed down the computer, I was like, wait a minute. No. No, you did not. So here we are today instead. Actually, I was supposed to have done LP today because I've decided, it sounded like some of you guys were interested in seeing some gameplay from me, so I've decided to look into it. And by looking into it, I mean I've already created a character. They've moved into San Sequoia and we're going to start it probably tomorrow, but the plan was to have it started today. I just am a little bit slow and apparently got sidetracked by Elden Ring. But now that playthrough is over, so I can focus on other things again. It's a really good game. Like, if you like fantasy games and you want something that's maybe a little bit challenging as well, freaking good game. You probably have heard of it already if you're interested in it, but like it's not like a little indie game or anything. It's huge. One game of the year, but I really love it. It's such a good game. So I got a little bit sidetracked by it, but we're back now. We're good. Tomorrow we're doing LP and I'm very excited for it because I haven't done one since 2017, I think. I cannot remember. It's that long ago. It's that half a decade ago. That's embarrassing. Oh gosh. I'm going to just stop. I'm going to tunnel vision into, like, I'm just going to, it's a spiral. That's what I'm going to do if I continue to think about that. It's a long time ago. But don't worry, we're not turning into a gameplay channel. I just want to do a little bit extra. So it's going to be that. Why does it look like, on my picture of the floor plan, it looks like the two counters outside are not the same swatch? It's probably just a shadow because it looks fine in the video. Anyway, we're filling out the garden with gnomes because I just needed to. It's like a typical grandparents thing, right? Like, yeah, I don't know. It gives me grandma especially because I don't think grandpas would care. But that's, I don't know. So like, I don't know. Maybe it's a grandpa thing. I don't know. Do any of your grandparents, or did they collect like funny knick-knack or stuff like that? Because again, one of mine did, but the other one, well, the other one. One of mine did, and then another one didn't, but I don't know about the other two. So, I don't know, let me know. I have a theory. I want to see if my theory is correct. So anyway, we are nearing the end of the video, so I'm going to wrap up this voiceover now. If you guys like this build, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. Did I say hashtag? Hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And it's also under my user, which is AvelineYT, I think. Did I say that already? Anyway, I'm so confused with this outro. Let's just move on. You can also find the tray files over on Patreon, which will be linked to in the description down below, as well as in the pinned comment, where you can also find a link to my booktube channel. So if you want to check it out, definitely feel free to. And that is all I got for you guys today. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Still got your pearls hanging by my bedside. Still got your lips on paper in the trash now. I never knew love could be so sweet. I never knew it would sting. I never knew love like this would leave me in pieces. Oh, Emily, when did you fall right out of love? Oh, Emily, when did the magic stop for us? Oh, but Emily, you are the part of me I fear. It will kill me when you leave and close my door. I can't believe